they look for the main ingredient in the family as love. It might seem that way now, but they look for love, and they determine the family on the love that is within the family. Or do we love each other? Even though it's become so distorted that we don't even love our kin brothers and sisters anymore. We turn on our parents now. Children be disrespecting their parents and their mother and their father. There is no love. Love seems to have been removed, and it began a long time ago. When Tina Turner sang a song, what love got to do with it? That had all kind of implementations. What God love has to do what with it? With the relationship, with your home. It meant a whole lot. Since then, everything, relationships has been going down. We must be able to be respectful, because I don't want to deal too much with the human family this morning, but I just want to say a few points. We must be respectful in your home. Children to parents, husbands to wives, wives to husbands. I always say that if, in my experience, the minute the respect starts to break down, the minute you start to call people out of their names, the marriage is in trouble. When you cannot respect the person's, life, we find problems within the family and within the home. We have to be caring, my friends. We have to exhibit care in your homes. We have to exhibit support in the homes. I hear a lot of different things, but I'm going to say, husbands, I want to talk black husbands. You need to support your wife. But just as important, wives, you need to support your husband. Lift up their hands. Encourage them. Speak to them with dignity. I just want to let you know that once a man, problem is, once you start to break down the dignity of a man, he can't function properly. I'm telling you. It's the truth. The man you start to talk down and belittle a man, you understand, it's difficult for that man to function at a higher level. It's important that you wife lift up the hands of your husband. Respect your husband. And the Bible says, that's why God asks us to love our wives. Because, we will be providers. We get caught up in being providers. For what right? Loving our wives. If you don't look around, if you don't believe me, look around and you would see many people married for many years are walking away. Because the love is dwindling or has dwindled. I want to encourage you, members of the family, to learn to give back. Just a few points on the human family. Give back. It seems like we're not really anxious to give back. We're anxious to leave the house. As soon as high school is over, it's time to go. And we have other siblings in the house. And we don't give back. It's time we learn to give back, to help somebody with their schoolwork. How can you be Dr. So-and-so and your brother or sister can hardly read at the 5th grade? Where are you? It's part of your responsibility. I can say, I would say this. You have to go on in life. But I want to say to you today that you have a responsibility to your family. You have a responsibility to your parents. I believe that, I suggest this to my son. I said, look, son, or to all my sons, I said, listen, I believe what you should do is you should even with a degree, from paycheck to paycheck. Come back home. Save. If my sons come to my house, they don't have to pay rent. They might have to pay a little, help out with the food. Yeah. But that's about it. I suggest you take that money and stash it away. And when you leave that home, you have some money and you can afford to pay your rent. And I believe, if I save $15,000 at home, when I leave home, I'm not going to squander that $15,000. It's going to be hard. I'll be cheap. Because you know the price you pay. And you don't want your bank account to dwindle down to $5 anymore. You want to build them. So come back. Take the opportunity to come back and build your life. Build yourself, young people. Help out your brother or sister in their homework. They're going to the center. They have to come to the center. Thank God for the center. But you should be the center for those children, my friends. Be close. Be an example. Don't do like I heard one sports personnel says, I'm not a role model. I don't know. As Christian men and women, people, we have to be role models. There's no two ways about it. Because we have to live a life that will help somebody be a better person. Paul just said it right. He says when we have elevated, we need to reach back and help somebody out. And we're going to start at home. You think you could go out, you're just going to help your family and just go ahead and help everybody in the world. And when you have your family, you find yourself falling short again. Because you've not practiced. You have not surround yourself with elevating and lifting people up, my brothers and sisters. And I pray, God, that this will be a consideration that we would have. I'm telling you, the family is under attack. The enemy has distorted the family. Now it's single family is the big thing today. Oh, how do we get to single families? Because our brothers, many of us have forsaken our responsibilities. And now women have become comfortable with raising their children by themselves, as I said. We're not even present from the outside. We just disappear. And we have to step up to the plate, my friends. That's the family we're talking about. I grew up, I was privileged to have a mother and a father as I grew up. And that's a blessing. Because when the young man gets to a certain age, and he gets to a certain height, mom can't speak to him anymore. We need, my friends, to behave and to be responsible in our ways. I see a word. The devil is so true, man. He's got his whole game together. He would introduce a word. Before, if you wanted to have it before, you would have to go through certain stages, and you had to bring some evidence. He says, look, I got a new word for you. He reconciled those differences. Would you believe that? Which means I come home and I just thought my wife doesn't look nice today. Honey, what's going on? Before the words and sentences are ended, I'm thinking about, hey, I need to get a new wife. And when I go to the court, I just go and I tell them, I need a divorce. They don't even ask, what conditions are you looking for divorce? You just sign papers and you're divorced. I'm telling you today that word has killed and cramped marriages. Because there is no reason you have to give for a divorce today. You see, in the family, the enemy has put men and women of the the same gender to raise the family. They're raising the family. I had the experience up in Hazelbridge. I walked in to her home, knocked on the door, telling them about the Lord. They invited me in. And I found that one of them seemed to be kind of mash. And as we continued to talk, it's apparent that she had to give or to show us that she is the man. So instead of asking the other person in the house, could you give them some juice or water, please? Go and get some juice. That's the way she's speaking to the other lady. Disrespect. You know, oh no, we are speaking right now. Given a Bible lesson, you go to the back and see about the kids. And I'm looking. And she's looking at us like, so what? I'm in control here. I'm in control here. And I was amazed. I actually had an encounter, an experience of this nature. I'm just saying that what has happened to the structure of the family? They have rights now. They can adopt children. And I'm telling you, the sad travesty of this whole thing is that they do not hide their relationship. The door is wide open as they practice whatever they do. They're raising these children and saying that they show more love to the children than the husband and wife would. It's just a fact. Finally, we must be honest. We must be real. The reason why I see marriages falling apart is because we're not honest. I'm not talking about cheating or I'm honest. Honest in the basic things of life. If you can't be honest, shut up. Walk away. I'm giving you some advice today. If you can't be honest, if you can't be sincere, if you can't be real, take a walk. But don't fabricate some to justify what you want to do. I'm just saying today, we must be real. We must be honest. It's a missing ingredient in the family. Because we're not committed. That's why we have these kind of problems. But I just want to spend just a few more minutes on the family, on the spiritual family. Change their whole attitude for the day. God does it for me. I have a rough week, and people go in here left, right, and right, and here comes the war. I hadn't seen her about a year, or I haven't spoken to her in a year and a half. She called me, she said, Pastor, a year and a half, I just wanted to call and say, man, at All Nations, I miss you. She says, I've gone to various churches. She said, but there's a special love that takes place. And I'm going to say something that I've been pointing to. I'm not talking about me. I don't want credit for this. But you know how we are? If the pastor do something that people don't like, you know, like I said, you don't want to come to board meeting that week. You don't want to see the little groups put it together. And people leave this church because